Hi everybody, welcome back on Lit Up with Annie. In this session, we're going to talk about the power struggle after 1400. So, in the previous history classes, we talked about the different kings that came and the different historical moments that took place in the reign of different kings. I'm going to start with after 1400. So basically, let's just revise a little bit. If we talk about age of Chaucer के time पे mainly we had three kings. The first one was Edward the Third, right? Edward the Third ruled from 1327 to 1377. Edward the Third. Now Edward the Third had a son, which was the Black Prince. Remember, I hope you remember. But the Black Prince could not rule because he died before his father. Edward the Third और उसका जो बेटा था Black Prince, उन्होंने बहुत सारे military struggles में participate किया and they won a lot of things even in France. तो इसीलिए Edward the Third के बाद जो rule करने आया वो आया Edward उसका Prince Black Prince का बेटा, मतलब Edward the Third का grandson. Let's see. After Richard the Second आया, who was the son of the Black Prince. यहाँ तक हमने last time बात किया था. After Richard the Second, there is a beginning of House of Lancaster. Remember, different houses हैं. आपने Game of Thrones देखा है, वैसा ही है ये भी. So this is also a Game of Thrones. House of Lancaster में आया Edward the Third का surviving son, John of Gaunt. John of Gaunt did not become the king. बट जॉन ऑफ गॉन्ट आप सबको पता है, द पैट्रन ऑफ चॉसर. उसकी वाइफ पे चॉसर हैड रिटन दैट एलेजी ऑल्सो, राइट? सो एडवर्ड द थर्ड, जिसका बेटा ब्लैक प्रिंस था, उसका एक और बेटा था. सी, ऑल ऑफ दीज किंग्स हैड अ लॉट ऑफ चिल्ड्रन. सो उसका एक और बेटा था जॉन ऑफ गॉन्ट. जॉन ऑफ गॉन्ट का बेटा हेनरी द फोर्थ, ही बिकेम द किंग आफ्टर रिचर्ड द सेकेंड. So we begin after 1400. We begin with Henry the Fourth. Henry the Fourth was the son of John of Gaunt and Blanche of Lancaster. Blanche पे Chaucer has written the elegy. Henry the Fourth remained the king from 1399 till 1413. So 1 year, 1400 Chaucer dies. For 1 year, Henry the Fourth was there in age of Chaucer. After Henry the Fourth came Henry the Fifth, who was the son of Henry the Fourth, and then came Henry the Sixth, who was the son of Henry the Fifth. I have mentioned the dates from 1413 to 1422, and from 1422 to 1461. Now let's talk a little about them. See, Henry the Fifth के बारे में even Shakespeare has talked in his series of Henry का plays जो है. Henry the Fifth had an outstanding military success. In 100 Years' War against France, he made England one of the strongest military powers in Europe. That is why Henry the Fifth को याद रखना ज़रूरी है, because Henry the Fifth के टाइम पे बहुत strong बन गया England का जो military था, power था, और France में भी he did a lot of things. 1415 में Henry embarked on war with France. फ्रांस के साथ वॉर पे चला गया. His first military campaign included his famous victory at the Battle of Agincourt in 1415. Please mark the date of 1415, Battle of Agincourt. Now, because he went on so many wars and he went to France, he wanted to capture so much of France. When he went to France, he got himself a French wife, French revenue, French crown also. इन्होंने maximum of the northern region of France he captured, and this was for the first time after the Middle Ages, Normandy वाला portion especially, it was captured by England. Now they had a conversation with आपको याद होगा शायद मैंने चार्ल्स द फिफ्थ सिक्स्थ की बात की थी पिछले लेसन में. तो इस टाइम पे चार्ल्स द सिक्स्थ वॉज देयर ऑफ फ्रांस, उसके साथ नेगोशिएशन चल रहा था. बट देन नथिंग रियली हैपेंड. व्हाट हैपेंड इज़ कि उसकी डॉटर के साथ हेनरी द फिफ्थ की शादी हो गई. उनकी डॉटर का नाम था कैथरीन. ठीक है, कैथरीन बिकेम द वाइफ ऑफ हेनरी द फिफ्थ. सो फ्रेंच वाइफ, फ्रेंच रेवेन्यू भी आया, फ्रेंच क्राउन भी आया. नाउ ही वेंट अगेन, ठीक है, हेनरी द फिफ्थ दोबारा चले गए वॉर पे, पीछे से कैथरीन को छोड़ के. कैथरीन वॉज प्रेगनेंट एट दैट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम. शी गेव बर्थ टू हेनरी, another Henry, but in the meantime Henry the fifth died very early. He was only 36 years of age and he died. Few months later even Charles died, जो father थे कैथरीन के, वो भी, he also died. So it is said that कैथरीन जो हेनरी द फिफ्थ की वाइफ थी, उनका, she was very young, somewhere around 21-22 years of age, and she was having an affair also with another person, Owen. His name was Owen. So let's see what happens. So Henry V died. Henry VI, his son, became the king from 1422 to 1461. See, he was very young. So therefore he was a mere shadow of a king. He did not know anything. So जो जितने भी पावरफुल नोबल्स थे ना, उनके हाथ में सब कुछ था, जो वो कहते थे वही सब चलता था. So he was a puppet in the hands of these noble, powerful nobles. जितनी भी हेनरी द फिफ्थ ने फॉरेन पोजेशंस ली थी अपने पास, क्राउन लाया था, वो सब चली गई वापस. एवरीथिंग वॉज वन बैक बाय फ्रेंच अंडर द मैजिकल लीडरशिप ऑफ जोन ऑफ आर्क. हैव यू हर्ड अबाउट जोन ऑफ आर्क? सेंट जोन, आपने अगर प्ले पढ़ा होगा तो आपको पता होगा वाई इज़ इट कॉल्ड मैजिकल. इसके ही टाइम में 1461 तक बहुत सारी चीज़ें हो गई. केड्स रिबेलियन टुक प्लेस इन 1450. वॉर ऑफ रोजेस, विच इज़ अ वेरी सिग्निफिकेंट हिस्टोरिकल मोमेंट. 1455 से 85 के बीच वॉर ऑफ रोजेस टुक प्लेस. whatever energy that England had in the times of Henry V, it was actually reversed. Now the energy was self-destructive in the reign of Henry VI. सब कुछ बहुत ख़राब होने लग गया. तो क्या हुआ, अभी ये हाउस ऑफ लैनकास्टर चल रहा था. हाउस ऑफ यॉर्क आ गया, claimed the right to the throne through Edward III's second surviving son, whose name was Lionel of Antwerp. But it inherited its name from Edward's fourth surviving son, Edmund of Langley, the first Duke of York. तो आपको पता ही है, इनमें तो बेटे बेटे भी लड़ाई करते ही हैं. तो लैनकास्टर नाम आया था कहाँ से? जॉन ऑफ गॉन्ट से, ठीक है. अब हाउस ऑफ यॉर्क आ गया. हाउस ऑफ यॉर्क कहाँ से आया? जो एडवर्ड III थे, उनका एक और सर्वाइविंग सन था, ब्लैक प्रिंस, तो डाइड. सो ही हैड अनदर सन, क्योंकि उनके बाद तो उनका ग्रैंड सन किंग बन गया. ही हैड अ सर्वाइविंग सन. उसके नाम से, फोर्थ सर्वाइविंग सन के नाम से हाउस ऑफ यॉर्क का नाम आता है. जो ये वॉर ऑफ रोजेस थी 1455 से 1485 तक, दे वर बेसिकली अ सीरीज ऑफ स्मॉल सिविल वॉर्स, ठीक है. इंग्लिश थ्रोन पे कौन बैठेगा? हाउस ऑफ लैनकास्टर, हाउस ऑफ यॉर्क. सो इट वॉज, this saw the passing of throne back and forth between these rival houses. Lancaster and York both came from the same, almost, I mean, the same family only. But this war of roses ने क्या किया? The male line of House of Lancaster, it was all extinguished, and therefore came the House of Tudor after the War of Roses. And very significant, you know, War of Roses ends and it begins the Tudor reign. Tudors, you all know. अब हाउस ऑफ यॉर्क कौन सा था? ये तो हो गया हमारे हाउस ऑफ लैनकास्टर के, यू नो, टिल हियर. सो आफ्टर दैट व्हाट हैपेंड? After 1461, after Henry VI, House of York, Edward IV came from 1461 to 1470. As I said, because of War of Roses, the throne passed. So, House of York fourth, Edward IV came. Henry VI was restored, and from House of Lancaster. Then Edward IV again came, House of York. Edward V came, House of York. It kept on happening till Richard III came from House of York from 1483 to 1485. जो रिचर्ड III का रेन था ना, इट वॉज अ वेरी फ्राइटफुल रेन, बट it also had some redeeming qualities. It ended all the wars, and this saw the new growth of English national spirits under the Tudors. First thing that we should see is that House of Tudor आया कहाँ से, ठीक है? Here, look at this. John Beaufort. John of Gaunt का एक illegitimate child था. Remember John of Gaunt? I'll take you back to the slide. Henry IV was the son of John of Gaunt. But John of Gaunt का एक और secret affair था, and he had a illegitimate child, not just one, many. So उसमें से एक था John Beaufort. Sorry. John Beaufort had a granddaughter, Lady Margaret Beaufort, and she was married to Edmund Tudor. अब Edmund Tudor कौन था? Let's go back to Henry the Fifth. I told you Henry the Fifth अपने लिए French wife लेके आया था, Catherine. And Henry the Fifth died when he was very young, 36 years of age. Catherine was very young, 21 years of age. तो Catherine का एक और affair चल रहा था. अब हम वहाँ वापस आते हैं ओवेन के साथ. तो ओवेन और कैथरीन का चाइल्ड था एडमंड ट्यूडर. एट फर्स्ट क्या हुआ ना, इट वॉज अ रूल दैट इलेजिटिमेट चाइल्ड विल नॉट हैव अ राइट टू द थ्रोन. बट इन लोगों ने बाद में शादी कर ली, सो देयर वाज सम लॉ दैट वाज पास्ड. एंड ऑल्सो हेनरी द सिक्स्थ वॉज वेरी नाइस. गुड विल ऑफ हेनरी द सिक्स्थ की वजह से ये सब हो गया अच्छे से. ओवेन एंड कैथरीन हैड अ चाइल्ड, एडमंड ट्यूडर. एडमंड ट्यूडर वॉज मैरिड टू लेडी मार्गरेट. इन दोनों का बच्चा हुआ हेनरी द सेवेंथ. And Henry VII became the king from 1485 to 1509, beginning of the Renaissance. So this is where House of Tudors begin. Edmund Tudor se. By the late 15th century, the Tudors were the last hope for the Lancaster supporters. Edmund Tudor's son became king as Henry VII after defeating Richard III at the Battle of Bosworth Field. Battle भी हुआ था, I will not go into very detail क्योंकि उतना ज़रूरी नहीं है. But there was a battle that took place Richard III के साथ in 1485 and winning the War of Roses. So War of Roses, as I said, it ended with the House of Tudor starting their reign. So King Henry married Elizabeth of York, daughter of Edward IV, thereby uniting Lancastrian and York lineages. Finally, इतना जो war चला, War of Roses, all political, all of these marriages were very political. So finally, ये सब शादियाँ हुई and Lancastrian and York lineage मिल गया आपस में. So this was the history till House of Tudor. After Henry VII, of course, came Henry VIII, very significant from 1509 to 1547. Reformation में हम इनकी बात करेंगे in the next session, where I will begin with the background of the Renaissance. अब हम House of Tudor से ही start करेंगे. I hope this is clear. इसको एक दो बार देख लेना ताकि थोड़ा सा आपके दिमाग में बैठ जाए. It's interesting also once you understand all of this. Alright, so thank you for listening. If you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe to my channel and please share it with other people also. Happy learning. See you in the next class.